InShalla and Ashe. I always have to make sure everything's working before I move my little snippet. But welcome to Sunday, July 25th, 2021. The snippet of the day is truly brought to us by actually just loving the skin we're in and those good, juicy feelings of self love. But the four pillars of the day, if you can see there, we have the yang wood, or what's called yaya, on the stem. Now the stems, there's 10 different stems, where the branches there is 12. So we have yang wood sitting there on the day, and then on the branch we have the dog. So in Chinese four pillars, this is having, you'll see all four pillars of on the branch are all earth, even in the hour, which I really don't talk about. And like anything, when we have too much of something, we need to kind of recalibrate and bring it to balance. So metaphysically, we have all of the elements in storage. They're all yin energy in those branches, and all yin in nature. So I would actually recommend the element of, I wouldn't actually recommend the element of fire today with all the earth, because fire is the resource for creating more earth, and we have way too much anyway. So I wouldn't actually bring in any fire today. It's too much. Authentically, it's like, wow, it's just way too much. And even at the hour, like I said, I don't talk about that much, but it's just, you got both of the yang earths and you have both of the yin earth. Earth is always transition. So today should be a pretty transitionary day. And ultimately, we always want to protect the day master, which is that wood yang, the yang wood there. So that would be like the wisdom of an old oak tree. Yang water would elevate the day master. The yang water would actually feed the energy and take some energy away from the branches, all that earth. So it like pulls and gives, the earth would give the water direction. So it's kind of a necessity today. So I would ground into water as far as like a pond or a lake kind of water, big oceanic water. And also yang metal would be another element. So unrefined crystals and metals, making decisions with clarity, connecting with our guides, animal totems, guardians, even the angelic beings or angels, whatever. And I don't know about you, but I have had some songs just pop in lately. So I know Sandalphon is in my etheric realm, communicating with me and for me through different songs. The cosmic energy of today is to truly get that loving feeling inside of you, you know. Some of you might have felt a sort of a hangover, a cosmic hangover from the recent full moon. Our hearts are authentically, it's being in the authentic feeling about ourselves in our heart space, and all those emotions have been bubbling and rising up to the surface, just creating an understanding of how we truly feel about ourselves. And there are other energetics and energies just bubbling up as well. So just imagine like the truth of the matter creating this instant upgrade or this upcycling to your soul's narrative, your heart's true story, and your personal love journey, and manifesting a future reality that truly resonates with your heart space. So this is where we create actual lemonade from those lemons. We really go out and we catch the fish for a lifetime instead of buying it at the store. Like, you know how to create your own manifestations and live from the abundance of your own personal journey, your own love story, and just elevating our thoughts about what the future looks like. So it's a matter of really fine tuning our nervous system. I take liquid vitamin B12. That's really a great thing to just bring our nervous system into balance. So you might have been experiencing this influx of new vibrations. I actually talked to a friend of mine about, you know, they have all these things about waking up, but that's just the base. It's like the base of the narrative. So all these newer frequencies and vibrations are really, truly opening up beyond the basic of the ringing ears and just all kinds of dreams, there's so much happening. So it's the kind of harmonization, or just truly harmonizing with our own our star grid. So spiritually, you want to rein in the purest white light today, that effervescence, pure white light, where this is like a profound shift that kind of stimulates that metaphysical changes and shifts to channel in higher frequencies of vibration and energy into the light and also into the physical body. Then it switches on, just like a light switch, on living with the fullness of this authentic awareness that's multi-dimensional in all those realms within a cloak. So imagine yourself in this cloak, and you're protected for that soul awakening or awakened soul. So our solar plexus is highly active today. So any shade of yellow, that's why I got on my yellow, and I'm super cute with my hat. But any shade of yellow will really restore that coherence within this energetic center. And I talk about coherence in the Energy Body Demystified. I kind of muse about each different stage during the week as well. So I'm going to talk about stage 3 this coming week. But if you feel called to bring in another color and have it land in your solar plexus, please do so. Because I've done that before. Sometimes I'll bring spirit energy into my solar plexus to kind of have spirit and the will center like merge. Like, what does that feel like? And just kind of muse about that for a minute. But today is also a day to respond to your feelings with different aspects of your love channel. So have you ever seen a 2-year-old when they're upset? Usually they just need some love or a hug, right? Or maybe they might need a nap as well. So that's just rest, right? We all need to take a step back and have a rest and respond with being compassionate to ourselves and having that galactic patient on our inner world. So we really are the creator of our own reality. We magnetize our feelings and put them out into the world. That's why they frequent in frequencies, because there's an energy to our feelings that sometimes we have to emotionally disrupt, kind of like that 2-year-old that might need that nap. And it's okay to just accept how we feel without all that judgment or punishing ourselves. A lot of people feel guilty for how they feel, and you shouldn't. So today's a day to learn about our heart and what our feelings might be wanting to share with us, give us some insight into. So a few questions to ask yourself for an emotional state of frequency to bring in that magnitude of truly self-love and feeling the love for yourself. So you kind of want to ask yourself, what feeling comes up when the aspect of trusting? So like, do you trust the feeling that comes up? Do you trust yourself in the feeling? So, sometimes feelings can be quite corrupt in the galactic corridor. So it's a matter of self-love. So, or how do you feel about how you self-love, or, love of yourself? Or how have you been feeling just on the day-to-day about yourself? Or how do you feel about what you know in your life? Like, does it resonate with you, your knowingness? Sometimes what I know, sometimes I feel like I don't know a damn thing. And then other times I'm like, woo, I'm in the river. I'm going down I was going to say the yacht, but I was thinking of a paddleboard. So, or how do you feel about where you are in your life? Like, as far as your growth in life in general, how does that feel to you? So there's different areas in our soul story and our prime directive and our inner genius where we can really upcycle these aspects of our garden, of our soul garden. Or how is your attitude? What do you feel about your attitude? Do you got a high vibe attitude? Or are you sinking the ship? Because the mental clarity is feelings in there as well, our thoughts and feelings, so you want to kind of go to the feelings of more being grateful for yourself, be blessed, hold on to that frequency and what that feels like. Do you feel great about how you support yourself? Like, what does that feel like? And are you self-supporting? Are you connected to God, Goddess, Source, Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it? And if so, how do you feel about that connection to Source energy? Or how do you feel about any of the decisions you might have made lately in your corridor in your day-to-day reality? Are you at peace with any of those actions that you've actually taken with those decisions? Are you totally feeling the juiciness of any manifestations that you're creating? Are they in alignment with how you feel? Sometimes we're overly hard on ourselves and we criticize, like I do it all the time. Like for me to come on with looking on my fabulousness and, I'm in it. Or are you feeling a higher frequency of love with what you're ultimately becoming? Like in your day to day reality, do you like love who you are in your skin on the day to day? And a great thing to do is put your hand on your heart. And I should have said this in the beginning, but your left hand on your heart connects easier to spirit, and just hold, even tapping your thymus. So your left hand, and just kind of muse about what I just previously said. But I've recently had a few songs actually pop in my head, and I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Take my hand, everybody, come take my hand. We'll walk together through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. Just letting you know you're not alone. Eminem, Not Afraid. That's been popping in my head. Same with The Sound of Silence, which I love that song. It totally resonates with me. But Eminem, Not Afraid. So, that's kind of been what's been popping in for me the last few days. So I have been bringing in those angelic beings myself. And the songs popping in have really literally been on fire. But today the angelic beings are Verchiel. I put his name in the notes because I might be saying it improperly. That's the angel of Leo, the ruler, the sun. So when adversity literally washes up against us, we also raise and rise with those waves. So just, as the wave comes up, just know that you're coming up as well. And every moment in our lives, especially where we feel challenged out by the outer world, we also can channel back. That might be, or challenge back. That might be why the song's been popping in my head, to rise up. But the nature of this angel, Verchiel, is to like be bold and be in control. Own your story. It's a sign to bring in the courage to bring our shining light out into the world, especially a world that appears to be struggling against the darkness and coming out of that, either the dark night of the soul, the dark ages, whatever that feels like, and really just rise above that frequency. We also have Muriel. Muriel's the protector, and I should probably get images of these, but I've got so much I do to get ready. But Muriel, it's the face that we actually show on the outside and who we are on the inside, and it's always these two different dualities and aspects. It's a shell that we literally put over our hearts, and it exists to grid us against the chaos of the world. It's like this high vibration frequency of protection. And all of these archangels kind of do that when we call them in. But as we grow, that shell hardens just like a crab, but also we have that need to allow others past that shell because it becomes equally valuable. It's about the balance. So in essence, it's not only the shield that holds harm's bay, but also it warms and it brings that life and that healing into our lives. It's ruled by the moon. Muriel is the protector of our deepest truths and the caregiver of our innermost selves, our inner baby, our inner child. You can also bring in Raziel for those recurring thoughts, dreams, or images to assist in like deciphering what's happening there, like getting a recalibration. And also Gabriel for the messages that you feel that you really need to be delivered to the outer world. Also a protector of our inner child, our inner baby. So I realized a few days ago I'd forgotten to do the seed sound for the day, but the seed sound for today is Ram. It's ah. That's the sound as in father. Ah, Ra. And what I like to do is like, I kind of chant it at least 3 times and bring in the purest of white light down through our crown and release it out our solar plexus, kind of like in this 360, this kind of bubbling to really clear out all those cosmic cobwebs that get stuck there. So I kind of like to do that with any type of chanting, actually. When I bring in a color and export it, I'll say export, do the download, and then do the export through whatever energetic center I'm bringing on live. The card of today I'm super excited about, but you won't believe it. I pulled it again from that love deck. And that love deck, or the love pack, it's called the love pack. But I pulled out this love card, which I ultimately like, wow. Love brings joy. It brings this effervescent meaning to our lives. And our self-love story, our personal love story, is truly where this is. You know, we really need to connect with our own inner heart space and those feelings that resonate in our heart, and clean out the cobwebs of anything that isn't feeling or vibrationally frequenting us to a higher, not just a state of awareness, but self-love in general. So it's like the love we give and the love we receive brings in that abundant happiness, which was the card for yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday. So love is this giving, it's sharing, it's reaching out, it's unlocking, it's just offering ourselves up to someone. It doesn't have to always be a love relationship. It could be our children, loving what we're doing, loving what we're creating, being authentic to that inner self-love garden, nurturing it like a plant. You know, I'm not great with plants, but I'm getting better. So in our giving of our self-love or love, we open ourselves to actually receive love. And I think human beings have a harder time in the receive aspect. We're easy to give, but the receive feels kind of awkward. Especially like if you go to hug somebody, you can tell somebody who's an easy giver and receiver because they give you a juicy hug. Some people give that standoffish hug, so you know it's a boundary. So even when our heart has even previously been closed, this card literally is that indication of a heart opening up to that experience. So where we either give or receive in the love space. So it's a segment of our feelings, like feeling others' love and your own love at the same time. It's a balance. Or the love, you know, the love of heavens, the great spirit, whatever that love has for you, equally sharing. So it moves us forward. So this is the kind of love that overcomes obstacles by literally melting away the separation, the fear, the judgment that have really, you know, brought about like what's brought them in, and just replacing all of them, all the downgraded, right? The lower frequencies, replacing them with more ease and grace and gratitude, blessings. So love really puts everything in its authentic perspective and opens us up to experience connection and unity and oneness with everyone and everything. So by taking this journey to self-love and loving the skin you're in authentically, just, you know, teaching you how to love yourself, you come to truly know yourself and along with others as being loving and also deserving. You know, we do deserve all the good juiciness that life really truly has to offer us. So love is our true authentic reality. So if you remove all those obstacles to love, you will find it actually in the present moment. So love itself truly is the ultimate healer. It's the source of happiness on the grid. But to live life in the frequency of full love with that bounty of it, the true juicy bounty of full love, it's really the closest we can come to an earthly paradise, and just keep nurturing that love aspect. So with all of that, just make it a love-filled, yummy kind of feeling kind of day. Inshallah, Ashe. And as always, blessings to you. And I hope to see you on the other side.